microphone on because I'm a really quiet talker. But really privileged that you all are here. I mean, this is very humbling, to have our community here and to support us in this way. So thank you for that. As I look out, I see a couple of board members here for Wraparound Services. Ascent, Jenny Pankey is over here, and Steve Haddock is right back there near the doorway, and Effie at the door is here. So thank you guys for being here and for your support for us as well. Wraparound Services of Northeast Louisiana began back in 2012 when the Jindal administration made a major change in how behavioral health services were delivered across the state. So we were selected to be the wraparound agency for this community. And when I thought about that work, I thought, we're going to work with 240 families. We're going to be right here in Ouachita Parish, and that is what we're going to do. And that is largely why we named ourselves Wraparound Services of Northeast Louisiana. Very quickly, we grew. We became recognized as a leader in our state of wraparound services, of providing this within the coordinated systems of care. We began to get noticed on the national level for the work that we're doing. And then when phase 2 implementation of Jindal's plan happened, another region of the state down in South Louisiana and Houma, Louisiana, asked us to come and to be the wraparound agency for their community. So that was a huge compliment to us that another community had heard about us and wanted us to replicate the work that we were doing here down there. So we started a DBA called Wraparound Services of South Central Louisiana. Not long after that, we had a staff member leave here and move to Memphis, Tennessee. And as they were up there and they were getting involved in the community, they were like, things in Tennessee are really bad. In Memphis especially, lots of problems, lots of poverty, lots of gangs. And he said, I want to replicate in Memphis what's happening down here in Monroe. So we had the opportunity to expand an office in Memphis. So today, we have 65 employees here in Monroe. We have about 45 employees down in Houma. We have about 25 in Memphis. So, we have, about 125, 130 people that are employed, through this agency here. And we are really proud of the work that we're doing. We've received some national awards for innovation in wraparound service. And many of our staff are called on to present at national conferences. So we're really proud of the work our staff has done here. The culture that we've created here is being recognized. Sometime in 2018, a national agency that monitors wraparound wants to come here and do a documentary on just the culture that we've created for our employees. So in many ways, a lot of the hard work that's happened over the last 6 years is really being recognized. And so for us, changing our name from Wraparound Services of Northeast Louisiana to Ascent Health was just part of our branding strategy for this office to be recognized on a national stage. So we're really proud of that. And if you notice, our tagline is Life Elevated, and that's what our main goal is. So for the clients that we serve, we want to see that their life is better. For the employees who work here, we want their lives to be better. For the mental health agencies that we partner with and the work that we do, we want their workers to feel like that their work is better, that their life is better because of our partnership. And it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of dedication. Many of the families that we work with and the situations that are in are dire situations, very difficult. And so we do all we can to support our community and to support our employees. And you guys being here is just a real boost to support us, in that work. So thank you for that. I'm going to turn it over now to Sarah Strader. She's our Director of Clinical Services, and she's going to tell you a little bit more specifically about some of the work we're doing.
Thanks, Curtis. Well, in August of 2011, I was asked to come join 5 other people and think about how we wanted to serve this community. And it was supposed to be a small, simple agency focused on one thing, and that was doing wraparound. Which, if you don't know anything about wraparound is all about connecting people to the resources that are already naturally around them and trying to keep the highest risk youth in their homes, whatever their home looks like. And so that was what we were going to do. And as we started developing who we wanted to be and the principles we wanted to live by, I heard over and over and over again, Just be people who do what you say you're going to do, love others, and don't give up. Do whatever it takes to serve the people around you. And so that's how we started. And we dedicated everything we did to trying to live those principles out. Loving others, doing whatever we said we were going to do, and doing whatever it takes to do that. And so we looked for employees that could come alongside of us, other colleagues that would say, yes, we believe in what you do, board members who say, yes, this is what is needed in Ouachita Parish. We had no idea that we were going to end up being in Houma or Memphis. That was not our intention. But we saw that success continued to happen when you just did the simple little things that sometimes are just about kindness. It's just about being selfless when it doesn't work out good for you, and trying to live that out every day. People would ask us, and Curtis mentioned this on the national level, they say, what are you doing that's working? And over again, we're like, we're just being kind to other people. We're just believing that our life is purposeful and we matter. And if we matter, then other people matter. And so it's been amazing the last 6 years to see it unfold. And for the last 6 years, that is what we have done. We have tried to live those principles out and be better than we were yesterday. That we could come and say, okay, well, today, what can we do? And so within that, though, I think it can get lost of, oh, we're just trying to get to be a big company. Absolutely not. This is our home. Ouachita Parish and the surrounding areas is our home, and we are dedicated to serving this area how it needs. Just like we are now dedicated to serving the Houma region and what they need. And it may look different, but living under those same principles, we believe we can be successful. And so we have a story of that success, and I'm going to turn it over to John. He's one of our facilitators here in the Monroe office, and he's just going to share a little bit of a story that we've experienced. Obviously, the names have been changed to protect confidentiality, but I'll turn it over to John.
Back in February of 2014, sisters Katie and Sarah were referred to Ascent, previously known as Wraparound Services of Northeast Louisiana. When the girls were referred, they were displaying signs of concerning behavior, such as physical aggression, verbal aggression. They didn't respect their teachers, and they were performing poorly in the classroom. During a private conversation with their band director, some concerning information about their home life was revealed. It was shown to us that there may be signs of verbal and physical aggression in the home. That's what led to the girls being referred. When the facilitator first made contact with the family was wary of letting a stranger into their home and letting them know their secrets, and they actually declined our services initially. Katie at the time was 16 years old, and so she was unable to be served by us. Her sister Sarah, however, was 17 and old enough to decide if she wanted services for herself, and she did. Over the next few months, the team worked closely with Sarah at the school, and they built a team around her that involved her teachers, her band director, her principal, and some of her friends, and they met monthly at school to work with Sarah. Sarah started seeing improvements in the home and in the classroom, and eventually her guardians started to come around. They saw these improvements and they wanted to know what our process was about, and so they showed up to their first family team meeting. After seeing our process and what we were doing, the guardians had completely brought in, and they wanted Katie to be referred now. So now with both sisters working together, the team was able to work with the family and help them as a whole improve their life. You see, after some time, the sisters getting to know their facilitator better, getting more comfortable with their team, started to open up a little bit more and give some information that they had withheld at first. They had revealed that when they were young, they were sexually abused. They were oftentimes left home alone to fend for themselves. They had never received any type of formal counseling or services to help them work through this trauma, and they didn't know how to deal with it. And this is what was causing these concerning actions from the beginning. The facilitator mentioned starting formal services at first, but of course the girls were skeptical. This is letting another stranger into your life, being vulnerable to another person. But after some time, the facilitator was able to convince the girls to sign up for independent living skills and personal counseling to help them move on and work through the shadows of their past towards a brighter future. As the girls talked about their goals for the future, they realized that they wanted to continue their education and make something more of themselves. They wanted to go to college, but they were concerned that they wouldn't be able to afford it or even get in because their grades weren't always the best. So the team rallied around them to help them achieve these goals. First, they came up with a plan of how the girls could improve their grades. Working with their teachers and with the girls, the team laid out a plan for the girls to push themselves and work with each other to continuously improve their grades. And by the end of their senior year, both girls finished with a 3.5 GPA. The team's next concern was paying for the school. The girls qualified for Pell Grants, but that wouldn't be enough to cover all of their tuition. So the independent living skills counselor and the facilitator got together and they started searching for scholarships that the girls qualified for. They brought them to the girls, helped the girls fill them out and submit the forms, and we're proud to say we were able to fully cover the girls' college tuition. Both girls are now currently enrolled as full-time students in university. Katie is studying psychology so she can help others who experience trauma in their past like she did. And her sister Sarah is in pre-pharmacy. Both hope to make the world a better place.
Every day we strive for excellence. At every level of the organization, it is our goal that we can be better today than we were yesterday, hoping to improve tomorrow. And with everything that we do, we offer different services. Wraparound is one of them. It's the thing that we started at. But we also offer therapeutic services in Memphis. And we're always looking to what is really needed. What if we could fill a gap in a service, what would it be? What are the gaps in services in this community and in the surrounding areas, and how can we meet the need? One of the new things we're doing this year, it's called biofeedback. If you've never heard of it, I encourage you to take a few minutes today to go speak with our trained staff. But biofeedback is about retraining the brain to respond differently in different circumstances. It's about treating a symptom that sometimes you just have tried everything else. It's also seen as an alternative to medication for certain ADHD and ADD sufferers. And so in that realm, we want to be able to say, okay, what can we do? Biofeedback is one of the new things we're doing. We are not opposed to learning new ways and having a whole paradigm shift of how we look at the world. And that's one of the things I love about this agency. We've never once said, well, let's just keep doing things the same way over and over again, and let's see if maybe this time it'll work differently. It's always about looking at what else is needed. Can I shift and change who I am just a little bit, and maybe it meets a need that I didn't even realize was there. And so this first room to your left, right through the hallway, we have our biofeedback specialist. They are actually going to demonstrate what it looks like. And then they're also going to be available for questions. And so I encourage you to do that. We also have a few refreshments if some of you came here on your lunch hour and you're like, oh, I'm hungry. We have a few refreshments. You go straight back to our kitchen, and that is for you, for whoever wants some. But thank you for being here.
Sarah and Curtis, I remember, and I'm sure you do, even more than I do, I serve on the Youth Services Board, and we had some early meetings when you were getting started. And when they say they're dedicated, that is an understatement. They stepped